Looking for a way to make a statement without saying a word? Shop I Am All Things Clothier, the brand that lets your wardrobe do the talking. Our shirts aren't just clothing, they're bold declarations of who you are and where you're going. Whether you're crushing your goals, embracing self love, or simply looking to inspire, our designs keep you focused and stylish. So why just wear a shirt when you can wear your mindset? Visit IamEX313.com and choose the shirt that speaks to your journey today because you're more than just one thing. You're everything that you speak. Your circle will change as you accomplish your goals and level up. Everybody can't go.
And we live. Happy Wednesday and welcome to another Everybody Can't Go Convo. I'm your host, Jessi Holley, and it is a new year. So what does that mean? A whole nother opportunity to be a brand new you, even though you have that opportunity every day of life. Everybody's celebrating the new version of them that has come with today over the past, I was going to say 10 hours. Got to count it in military time. Over the past 22 hours of this new year that we've had. So welcome to 2025. I am excited. Who's not excited? I mean, after the way that we partied last night, hopefully not too hard. And hopefully if you partied really hard last night, by now you're over it. And if not, please hydrate. Gatorade, electrolytes, water, lemon. Please do something. Have some salad. So today is the day where everybody is going to start working out. Today is the day where everybody just started their new diets, where people have decided to turn over a new leaf, made all these lists of the things that we're going to do that are different. So today I'm going to talk with you guys about 5 tips to start fresh in the new year in 2025. So to start fresh this year, the first thing I'm going to bring up is Write the Vision. We have the Write the Vision challenge that is coming up this January. Make sure that you check out the Instagram page, check out the Facebook page, check out the link below so that you can grab your tickets for the Write the Vision workshop coming up January 20th. That will be a deep dive into not only writing the vision for your 2025, but literally writing out the vision for your life and giving you some tips on how to build that out and going like very deeply into some concepts with you guys. So that first thing that I'm going to tell you to do is not come to the workshop, but by all means, if you'd love to join us, it is virtual. But write the vision. I'm talking about what are you going to start toward in this year? Like, what are you going to start building toward? Starting is important. And the reason why I said, what are you starting toward this year is because everybody started today. Everybody started today. Everybody is starting this week. And even though it takes 21 days to begin a new habit, everybody is starting today. The real work comes in when you are maintaining whatever it is that you're starting today, if you're starting anything. So I always like to use the right language, the proper language, so that we can manage expectations and we know exactly what it is that we're headed into. Maybe not exactly, but for the most part, the things that we're able to control. So what are you going to start working toward this year? And what are you going to maintain from last year? And what do you need to start implementing so that you're able to maintain that new thing that you're starting this year? So, whatever it is that you decide that you're going to start working on in 2025, this is just day one. So just picking that thing or choosing that thing is just day one. You can take small steps toward that thing that goal little by little, one small step every day, that will equal great distances for you. And we will continue to work on that one thing or two things or three. I wouldn't really recommend more than three because that's just a lot to commit to. But we will work on that maintenance in the coming months. So right now, everybody's revved up, everyone's excited. I'm sure you are too. And even if you're picking your thing or three or two today, you're surrounded by the energy of new beginnings. Everyone's starting over. Everyone's starting like their new thing. I'm so sorry for the amount of times that you've probably heard "New Year, New Me" or seen the post during the past couple days, but it really is a time where that energy is just it's everywhere. It's everywhere. So why not take advantage of it? But while you're taking advantage of it, you know that I always say we don't want too much of a good thing. We don't want too much of a good thing. So don't go overboard with your goal setting. Don't pick 20 different goals that you want to try to accomplish during this year. The reason why I said pick between one and three is because if you are choosing large goals, there will be tasks that you will be a part of accomplishing those goals that you set for the year. And when you're goal setting, it can to make an actual plan, it may take more than one session of sitting. So I don't want you to go overboard and or become discouraged as soon as you start because it's like, oh, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to do my goals. And you have in mind or the expectation that this is going to be a 30-minute process, an hour-long process. No, sometimes when you are actually plotting out your goals and you're writing these things down, it can take the entire month of January. It can take all month for you to map out what your goals look like for the year or how you plan to accomplish them. And without a plan, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So, with these goals that you're setting for yourself, don't just write them down, sit them somewhere, and then forget them after January's over, after the first 3 weeks of this year. Make sure that you are revisiting that list and revisiting the plan of action that you're going to take so that you can bring those things to fruition. We can start strong and finish strong, but that maintenance in between, whew, that is where some of us we get got on that maintenance in between, and without having that plan, it is sometimes hard to maintain in between. So that is a tool that will make it a bit easier for you so that you are able to spend some time working at your plan each day. And I'd say plan on using the entire month of January, not just going out there to get it and start all those new things, but also to continue looking at your plan of action for the year. Look at places where you may want to add, subtract, tweak things, and you'll be able to be headed in the right direction. Once this energy kind of like it dies down a little bit, when some of the energy dissipates over the next, what is it, like 4 to 6 weeks, you're going to notice everyone and their mom is in the gym. And I guarantee you, around Valentine's Day, if you're going to the gym today or this week, take a look around at how there are no treadmills available. By Valentine's Day, space will have freed up for you. I am sure. Happens every year. Happens every year. It's actually quite annoying, but happens every year. And shout out to people that the beginning of the year is when they start something new and they're able to stick to it. And that's why we're talking about that maintenance. That maintenance is a part of that stick to itiveness that will have you practicing these new things, keeping these new habits, these new routines past January, past Valentine's Day. So make sure that you set aside that time to work on your goals each day. If you have not, if you haven't already had the chance to work on those goals and planning out your year during Q4 of 2024 of last year, if you didn't get that fourth quarter planning done, you have the whole month of January. Take the time to do that while the energy is strong. And then make sure you identify your priorities. It's easy to get carried away when you are planning for all of these new things that you're adding. Do you have the capacity to add all of this stuff that you may want to add? You may have a ton of new ideas. You may have a ton of things that you want to put onto your goal list to get accomplished, all of these things that you'd like to commit to, but take a look at your capacity and your schedule as well so that you can identify your priorities and make sure that as you're making these commitments to yourself, as you're writing these things down, that you are prioritizing the things that need to be at the top of the list, at the middle of the list, and the things that they may have to come tertiary to those primary and secondary priorities. Now, take a look at what worked well and what needs to change for you this year. Last year, there may have been some things that you saw that worked really well that you'd like to continue into this year as part of your maintenance routine or the new habits that you formed that, I mean, now it's just second nature to you. And also, when you're looking at what worked well, you will have to take some reflection time for what didn't work so that you know what adjustments you need to make as a part of that goal plan that you're creating. If you're just kind of picking up and going with what you did from last year, that's fine too. If you're this is like a continuation year for you, still take a look at what has worked well so that you can maintain those things, and the things that you need to adjust, the things you need to do away with, you'll have that opportunity to like really put your finger on it so that you can make a concerted effort to shift those things in a direction that's more positive for your outcomes and what it is that you'd like to achieve. If you don't already have a daily or weekly routine, now is a great time to start or restart that daily or weekly routine. For some of us, a more rigid daily routine that is very just that may be the best approach for you. Or for myself, I actually like setting a weekly routine so that it's not as rigid. There is a bit of flexibility in there. And one of the things that I do to create my weekly routine is actually choosing 1 to 2 items per week and 1 to 2 items per month that I will commit to, so that I don't necessarily have a specified time and day of the week that that thing gets done. But for example, I made the commitment to myself that I will get 1 massage per month. When will that be? Well, when my schedule allows. That is something that I will prioritize, but it won't be like, oh, every fourth Saturday I'm going to go. If I need to go sooner, if I need to push it back, that's something that I will work in, but it will happen at least 12 times this year on a monthly basis. For my weekly routine, a couple of things that I'm implementing are my home spa days, which I have all the supplies right here. So there isn't a large like undertaking. It's just a simple do a hair treatment, do a face mask, and make sure that I take some couch time with a fuzzy blanket or a fuzzy robe. Just something simple, but I will really enjoy having those few hours that I'll set aside 1 day per week. I might set it aside on a random Tuesday that I really just like to breathe. Or that it can be something that I do for my self-care Saturday, self-care Sunday. You know, we say self-care every day. So that will be something that is a weekly thing. Now, does it have to be the combination of everything? No. Some weeks it will just be doing a hair mask and doing a wash day. Some weeks it will be, oh, I'd like to do some extra facial skincare, do all of the things for myself in the bathroom, that all the steps that would usually be done like at the spa. And who knows? It won't be weekly because that'll get a little costly, but actually going to get a professional facial, that's something that could be worked into the plan. The next thing that I'd like for you guys to keep in mind, take a look at, and but y'all know. And for those of you who listen on audio, I pointed right to that good old everybody can't go sign. Who do you need to become and or who do you need to leave behind as you are looking at building out your 2025 goals, how you'd like to accomplish them? Who do you need to become in this season and during this year so that you can get those things done that you wrote down? If you haven't written it down yet, those ideas that you have swirling around in your mind, or for those of you who are way ahead, those things that you set out and wrote down during fourth quarter of last year, all of those things that you have laid out, are you the person right now that you need to be to get those things done? If not, who do you need to become? In what ways do you need to grow, expand? What things do you need to learn? Who do you need to meet? Where do you need to go? What things do you need to do so that you're able to become that person who will be stepping into those goals, who will be working their way through those goals that you have written out on that sheet? Or that you have in your head that you will be writing out on that sheet so that you can write that vision and make it plain. And then who do you need to leave behind? I ask that question because when you're looking at who do you need to become and how do you need to evolve and elevate yourself, sometimes you may find that this is a season for letting go of an older version of yourself or a trait of yours that may not have served you so well in 2024. There may be some habits or things that you've picked up that didn't serve you as well as you thought they were in 2024. And that also includes taking the time to see what people that surrounded you, that you spent time with, that may or may not have been around for your energy. Take time to reflect on the changes that you need to make to yourself and to your circle so that you can get to that next level that you have planned in 2025. Sometimes it's hurtful to think about. Sometimes it is hard, but it needs to be done. Because when you have that vision, you have that set of goals and you really want to get it done and you really want to achieve it. The only person that is going to be hurting is you if you don't get those things done. And even for those goals that you may not have even thought about it, not only will you be hurting, you could be costing someone else a blessing, an opportunity. You may be costing yourself the opportunity to be a blessing to someone else when you aren't in the proper position and in the proper company so that you're able to get those goals done or at least be working toward them with the right set of people who are helping or working alongside you as opposed to those who are hindering you or keeping you stagnant or encouraging you to stay stagnant. So while especially for today is just not a day that we are okay with being stagnant. With it being New Year's Day, like if there's no time better than right now. And again, it's because of that energy. It's literally just the energy of so many people turning over the new leaf. Now is that time. And if that's a part of your growth journey or part of your goal setting that you've conveniently skipped over, I encourage you to take some time and really think about it. And I mean, really, after all the work that you've done so far, do you really want to be surrounded by or keeping company with people who are in relationship with you just to access your energy, just to access resources through you, but they aren't helping or being mutually beneficial in the relationship with you? If you're the one who is carrying that relationship, that is it is kind of like carrying dead weight. And sometimes when we're carrying that dead weight, everybody can't go everybody can't go to your next level. There's less space there. So make sure that you're taking that inventory of the relationships that may have been energy drainers for you, and also taking a look at the relationships that you do need to strengthen. The relationships where you can be more of help, of assistance, where you can lend more of yourself to others, and also the connections where it can be beneficial for both of you guys, for you to foster a closer connection, a deeper connection, where it would be advantageous for the both of you guys to spend more time building each other up, or spend more time in company with one another, in communication with one another, because it is something that can help to propel you forward and also propel that other person forward as you work toward your 2025 goals. And who are those people? Who are those connections that you need to foster, that you need to cultivate, that you need to encourage, that you need to reach out, that you may need to be the first one to call? You may need to be the first person to send that text message. And in that, what are some of those calls that you're the one that's always making the call? You're the one always sending the text. You're the one always sending the invite. And ultimately, you end up being the one that is carrying the relationship. So take the time to take that inventory so that you're able to make sure that you are gatekeeping yourself and spending time with and being in relationship with people who you are not only able to give to, but you're also able to receive from. And make sure that you are in a headspace and in a place to receive those new connections in, so that you guys can benefit one another. And then, of course, lastly, prioritize your health, well-being, self-care. I talk about those things a lot, but some reminders for during this time, during the we're doing the new year, new me spirit and season. Part of prioritizing your health, well-being, and self-care, remember to declutter your spaces. And that's not just your physical space. Like, of course, declutter a room, a space, or your entire home if you so choose. But not just decluttering your space, make sure that you take the time to declutter your mind, and quite possibly declutter your heart as well. Oh, and if you need to, declutter your phone. Since we're starting fresh, I won't take a whole aside on that, but those of you that do need to clear your phone, please declutter it. Declutter those old text messages. Ooh, declutter your DMs if you need to. I see the horror stories all the time. So yeah, declutter your phone, declutter the DMs, declutter the text, declutter your address book if I need to be more clear. I won't go any further than that. I'll save that for everybody can't go convo after dark. But because I could go all the way there, but I won't, because we are keeping it super positive and clean on this New Year's Day. Make sure that you're taking that time, especially to declutter your mind. It's easy to get carried away with the new year, new me, with the meme with the walking up the steps thing. I'm leaving all these things behind. I'm leaving all these people behind. I'm making all these changes. Make sure that your changes are sustainable by writing down that vision, making sure you don't go overboard with that goal setting. Identify those priorities, take that inventory and realize when everybody can't go, and make sure that you take some time to declutter. With all of those things, in addition to all of the other stimuli that we have all around, probably in your hand once you get done listening to this podcast or watching this podcast, some type of scrolling is going to commence. We have all of these things coming in from all of these different directions. Make sure that you are taking some time to declutter your mind. And sometimes decluttering your mind even means not doing a mindless activity so that you can literally just exist. Might I recommend some breathing exercises and or mindfulness activities with visualization so that you're able to completely relax, free your mind, and relax your body so that you can clear out your headspace, clean and declutter that headspace so that you are mentally and emotionally equipped and ready to tackle those new endeavors that you've set out ahead of yourself for this year. Those things that you've written down, the plans that you're making for the next 2 to 3 months for how to execute on that, how to take those first steps and get things done, and also how to get that maintenance plan so that we can make sure that we make it past January and we make it past Valentine's Day with those new goals that you set for yourself for this year. So, those are my 5 tips to start fresh in 2025. That is writing your vision, number one. Number two, don't go overboard with that goal setting. Remember to take that time. I recommend taking the whole month to work at it a bit every day. Number three, identify those priorities. Make sure that you're not dropping the ball over here so that you can pick up some stuff over here and not get everything done. Number four, everybody can go. We know this. So take inventory of who is in your circle, who are you spending your time with, and who are you putting your energy on. Make sure that you don't have energy drainers around you because you need every ounce of energy that you can muster so that we can start 2025 strong and then finally prioritize your health, well-being, and self-care by remembering to declutter that physical space, mental space, emotional space, declutter your heart. All right. So, with those things, I hope you took some notes down so that we can start 2025 strong. I'm glad to see you guys here. We have been podcasting for an entire year, guys. We are 1 year old. And we will go ahead and celebrate today because the first week of January in 2024, that was when we dropped our first episode. So we are officially a year old. We've been rocking this thing out, doing it for a full year. And so now it's time for me to make sure that I work on maintaining this 2024 goal that I set out to do. Pat myself on the back about it. Great. And of course, with the feedback that I've received from you guys over the course of this last year, we have a lot more content coming for you guys. We have more interviews coming. There are a ton of things that I have planned that I've plotted out for this year for maintaining the podcast and making sure to keep you guys engaged and bringing you the things that you need, the things that you guys are asking for. So if there are any questions or topics that you guys have, go ahead, drop them in the chat, send me a DM, follow us at Everybody Can't Go, the number 2 on Instagram. and follow the Everybody Can't Go page on Facebook. You'll see a lot more links, content, merch. We got a ton of stuff that's available for you guys, and go ahead and engage with us. Make sure you drop a comment, drop a question. If there's anything that you want us to cover or you want me to get to or break down, we can definitely do that. And we will see you guys next Wednesday for another Everybody Can't Go convo.
Calling all Gen X women writers. Do you have a book inside of you just waiting to be written? It's time to stop sitting on that dream and start smiling at your completed manuscript. Join us for an unforgettable, fully immersive weekend retreat designed to take you from stuck to published. From March 14th through 16th, 2025, at a luxurious retreat home in Orlando, Florida, you'll be guided step by step by best selling authors, experienced publishers, and your writing coach, Melissa T, who's authored 8 books and helped countless writers become bestsellers. This is your chance to unshackle the story that's been living inside of you for months or even years and release your voice to the world. Because when you share your words, you change lives one page at a time. Secure your spot today and get ready to write the book you were born to create. Save your spot now. Click the link below.